Thanks for coming along. It's really nice to see you all, but are we not missing somebody?
We are. Unfortunately, Geri's not very well tonight, so get well soon, Geri.
As the five Spice Girls sat on their private jet back to the UK after two sold-out concerts in Helsinki, the atmosphere was relaxed. They laughed, joked, and unwound together, unaware that a decision was about to be made, one that would soon alter the course of the group forever.
I remember our conversation. We were all sitting on the plane, we were flying back to England, and we were having such a giggle. And, you know, we were really being silly and having a laugh.
We landed and Geri got up and went, "I'm going to say bye, girls. Girls, I'm going to say bye now." And I thought, well, that's really weird. We never say goodbye to each other because we're not, we go home for a couple of hours and we're back together.
The plane touched down at Heathrow shortly after midnight. It was there that the others began to sense something was different. Geri's behavior seemed unusual. Her goodbyes strangely weighted, but exhaustion took over and the group parted ways to get some rest. A demanding day lay ahead. A high-profile appearance on the National Lottery show, followed by an evening flight to Oslo. In her 2001 autobiography, Learning to Fly, Victoria Beckham later recalled how events unfolded. The following morning, as she made her way to the hospital to visit her sister, who had just given birth, her phone rang. On the line was the Spice Girls' lawyer, Andrew Thompson. "Hi, Victoria. Can you talk?" "What is it?" "Geri's leaving the band." "Yeah, right." "No, this is serious, Victoria. Geri's leaving the band. She's had enough. She doesn't want to come back." His message was brief but seismic. An emergency meeting was immediately arranged at the Lottery television studio that evening. While Victoria spent the day at the hospital with her sister and newborn niece, the remaining members of the group were desperately trying to reach Geri. Her phone remained switched off. By the time the four girls arrived at the studio and rehearsed their performance, they still had no answers. Eventually, contact was made, but not with Geri herself. Her brother, Max, answered the call. When Geri finally came on the line, the others pleaded with her to explain what was happening and urged her to come back.
I don't think we actually thought that she'd left.
It was all kicking off. There's phone calls here. We were ringing her. You know, lawyers were ringing us. And we spoke to her on that day. And we were like, "What are you doing, you silly cow? Come on, just come back, you know."
Their efforts were unsuccessful. As the call ended, Max spoke quietly to the group. Geri, he said, was hysterical. "She doesn't seem well," he told them.
Good music, good prize money and good causes. And tonight we have a super draw with a guaranteed jackpot, £10 million. So spice up your life. It's the midweek National Lottery Draw. Ladies and gentlemen,
With no time left and millions watching, the Spice Girls made the decision to go ahead with the lottery appearance without her. They agreed to say Geri was ill, buying themselves precious time to understand what had just happened.
Give a big welcome to Baby, Geri, and Posh.
As they faced the cameras to promote the home video release of Spiceworld the movie and their single Viva Forever, they even waved and sent her their best wishes.
Thanks for coming along. It's really nice to see you all, but are we not missing somebody?
We are. Unfortunately, Geri's not very well tonight, so get well soon, Geri.
Get well soon, Geri. I know you've been really busy all
Outwardly, everything was fine. Geri was just unwell. They ended the show with an energetic performance of Spice Up Your Life. Events escalated rapidly that same evening as the remaining four Spice Girls returned to Heathrow, preparing to leave England for their next shows in Oslo. It was there that another shock landed. Their public relations manager, Alan Edwards, called with surprising news. Geri had already been spotted by the press at the same airport, boarding a flight to Paris. Geri later offered her own account of the events in her autobiography. According to her version, Monday 25th had begun with a meeting with Chris Evans to discuss potential career opportunities before she traveled to Helsinki to rejoin the group for that evening's performance. The group's movie Spiceworld was released on home video that day, with certain retailers offering limited edition tin cases for the video. Geri described the return flight to the UK 2 days later as tense and uncomfortable, claiming that no one spoke and that the atmosphere felt distinctly wrong, a recollection that stood in contrast to those of Emma Bunton, Melanie and Victoria Beckham. That night in Helsinki, Geri had been scheduled to record a solo ITN interview discussing her teenage breast cancer scare. With time running out, the interview was tentatively postponed until the next day, where she would record it in the UK. However, upon returning home, Geri learned that the interview had been cancelled after the group failed to give their approval, requesting that she waited until September. Deeply upset, she drove, distraught and hysterical, to her brother Max's house. Later, the pair packed their bags and flew to Paris, checking into the Hotel Le Maurice. It would become Geri's first refuge from the storm unfolding back in Britain. Like the other Spice Girls, she was still a tax exile, meaning she could not remain in the UK for an extended period of time. All 5 girls must leave the country before midnight. Meanwhile, the remaining 4 members pressed on. In Oslo, they presented a united front, waving to fans from a balcony and delivering powerful performances as a new 4-piece. Behind the scenes, however, the transition required urgent adjustments. Vocals were reassigned, choreography reworked, and the shows meticulously reshaped to fit the revised lineup. During this critical period, the group faced yet another blow. As documented in Victoria Beckham's autobiography, their personal assistant, Tor Williamson, announced she was leaving. She insisted she was not departing to work with Geri. Within a week, however, she was doing exactly that, appearing prominently in the 1999 documentary Geri by filmmaker Molly Dineen. That documentary had allegedly begun production just 2 days after Geri had left the group, according to Melanie.
What scary baby Posh and Sporty really want right now is to find Ginger, who's gone missing from the spice rack.
Today is Thursday the 20th of May. I'm in Paris and yesterday I left the Spice Girls permanently. I thought it'd be really good to basically record, life after, right from the beginning, to see, what basically happened. So I'm in Paris with my brother, basically trying to hide from the media.
As the days passed and there was no sign of her, the reality sunk in. Geri was gone. We knew for sure she wasn't coming back when we heard about a documentary she was making with the filmmaker Molly Dineen. She had apparently started filming it just 2 days after she left. Geri clearly had no intention of being a Spice Girl anymore. It was official. The rug had been whipped out from under our feet.
She's ill at the moment. She's very ill. But we want to say, tonight she will be there on stage with us anyway. Her spirit will be there. But tonight's show is going to be very, very interesting. And us all going to work a lot harder to make sure that the Oslo fans get to see what they came for.
Against considerable odds, the Spice Girls held their operation together. It was a testament to the professionalism, discipline, and resilience of the remaining 4 that their work commitments continued with remarkable stability. Despite the chaos of the week, the message was clear. The group was not splitting up. The American tour remained intact. Viva Forever would still be promoted and released. And the band's 2-year master plan, along with its contractual obligations, would be fulfilled, with or without Ginger Spice.
Hi, today is Friday, I can't remember, 29th of May. It's actually Melanie Brown's birthday, ironically. Today I'm feeling really, really anxious and loads of mixed feelings. I don't really know what to think today. I feel quite nervous what the outcome is going to be.
As the Spice Girls set out to prove themselves once more, the media frenzy intensified. Geri was sensationally reported as missing, while the remaining Spice Girls were relentlessly pursued for answers.
There's trouble in Spiceworld this lunchtime. It's being claimed that Geri Halliwell, Ginger Spice, has left the group.
So where is Ginger Spice? Did Geri Halliwell jump or was she pushed?
Ginger Spice is missing. But is she planning to go solo?
Day after day, they filled the tabloid pages as speculation of Geri's departure and the scale of the fallout behind it dominated headlines around the world. The world did not have to wait long for the news to be officially confirmed. On Sunday, the 31st of May, the announcement was made.
Geri has asked me to read the following statement, and these are her words. This is a message to the fans. Sadly, I would like to confirm that I have left the Spice Girls. This is because of differences between us. I'm sure the group will continue to be successful, and I wish them all the best. I have no immediate plans. I wish to apologise to all the fans and to thank them and everyone who's been there. Lots of love, Geri. P.S. I'll be back. I have no other comment, but I know Geri is feeling very sad. Thank you.
Alan. Okay, statement on behalf of Spice Girls. I'm Alan Edwards. We are upset and saddened by Geri's departure, but we are very supportive in whatever she wants to do. The Spice Girls are here to stay. See you at the stadiums. We're sorry to all our fans for having to go through all of this. All our love, Victoria, Emma, Mel C, Mel B. Friendship never ends. And one final thing, if I could add, there's absolutely no problems with the American tour. That is going ahead as planned. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's all I can say for now.
She's sort of letting the whole country down.
My favourite Spice Girl.
I don't know if she's gonna ever come back.
The news sent shockwaves around the globe. Although rumors had circulated for days, many fans had hoped the reports were another fabrication of the tabloid press, an industry the Spice Girls themselves had often criticized for spreading untruths. This time, however, the speculation was correct. The unease felt by audiences after the group's recent national lottery appearance had been well-founded. Questions immediately followed. At the height of their success, in the middle of a tightly contracted world tour and a major album campaign, why would a global girl power icon walk away? Had there been a falling out? Had the friendships that defined the group been an illusion all along? For the band's young fan base in particular, the moment was confusing, emotional, and deeply unsettling. As the Spiceworld tour's staging, equipment, and crew were shipped to Miami, the remaining 4 members took a brief pause to recover and reflect. Geri, meanwhile, relocated to George Michael's home in Saint-Tropez. There, she appeared in carefully staged paparazzi photographs, pensive and withdrawn. These images marked the first public sighting of her since her departure, and aware of how much money they would be worth, photographers raced to capture them. On the 9th of June, the newly reconfigured 4-piece Spice Girls made a powerful return to the stage at the Pavarotti and Friends charity concert in Modena, Italy. Bizarrely, Pavarotti himself had called Geri to encourage her to return for this one-off event. She refused, but that's how much Pavarotti cared. They performed Stop before joining Luciano Pavarotti himself for Viva Forever. Sharing the bill with artists such as Stevie Wonder and Celine Dion was a source of pride for the group, underscoring their determination to continue at the highest level. A press conference was also held, with the band facing an onslaught of questions. They posed for publicity photographs that would soon appear in pop magazines worldwide, becoming the first highly collectible posters of the new lineup. From Modena, the focus shifted west to the United States and Miami, Florida, where the American leg of the Spiceworld tour was set to begin. Before the opening concert, the group's schedule remained relentless. They fitted in another press shoot, conducted interviews with local news outlets, and recorded Miami Spice, a television special hosted by Andy Peters. When it aired in the UK, the program premiered the Viva Forever music video, marking a pivotal moment in the group's post-Geri era.
Thank you very much, Andy.
3, 4.
Miami Spice offered the Spice Girls an opportunity to speak directly to their audience, to explain, to reflect, and to reassure the world that the band would go on.
At what point did you think there's something wrong here? One of us isn't happy.
When Geri left, it was a complete shock. We were all very happy. There was no tension within the band. And I think, you know, for us, we were totally shocked.
Did one of you not say to the others, I really don't think she's happy, I don't think there's... No, you just...
No idea at all. She was tired. She was poorly, and that is genuinely,
what we
thought.
And it got 5 of us to get here, not 4, 5. Yeah.
But
so you do feel a bit let down, yeah.
The 4 members wished Geri well, but the emotional weight of the moment was unmistakable. Beneath their resolve, the sense of shock and betrayal was visible for all to see. The combination of intense media attention and an enthusiastic US audience ensured the tour began with momentum. The American leg proved to be a major success. It was reported that just 17 tickets were refunded following the announcement of Geri's departure, a striking figure that underlined the group's enduring appeal. The Spice Girls, it seemed, were more than a 5-piece band. They were a cultural movement, and the loss of one member had done little to slow them down. With the world wanting to hear Geri's side of things, she posed for photographs in New York at the end of June for the August issue of Marie Claire magazine, which was just days before her former bandmates would do their first studio shoot without her, also in New York. Geri debuted a new look. She had taken her toned-down appearance a step further, looking fresh and radiant. She didn't discuss her exit in the accompanying interview, instead focusing on body image and the things she had learnt. In an unexpected development at the end of August, Victoria met Geri for dinner in the south of France, an encounter that quickly made newspaper headlines. In her writing, Victoria explained that Geri had invited her and her fiancé, David Beckham, to George Michael's house. Upon arrival, they were told plans had changed and that they would be going out for dinner instead. Victoria described the evening as genuinely pleasant, though she did not reveal whether Geri's abrupt departure from the group was discussed. She did, however, suggest the meeting may have been orchestrated, particularly when paparazzi photographs of the dinner surfaced soon afterwards. On the 16th of September, less than 3 months after leaving the band, Geri made another decisive move. She auctioned off her iconic Spice Girls costumes and awards at Sotheby's.
For the last time, 36,200. Geri said it. It's sold!
Her Union Jack dress sold for $45,000, around £36,000. While Geri may never have been sentimental about material possessions, selling such defining artifacts so soon felt pointed. For many observers, it raised an unavoidable question. Was this a declaration of independence, a symbolic break from the group she had left behind?
Fans began arriving mid-afternoon for this, the last date on the Spice Girls World Tour. They could be in for a surprise too. Not only will they get to see Baby, Scary, Posh and Sporty, but former Ginger Spice Geri Halliwell is rumoured to be putting in an appearance on stage later.
Please, yes, we would Geri back. Geri, come back.
The Spiceworld tour concluded with 4 landmark stadium concerts in England, 2 in Sheffield and 2 at London's Wembley Stadium. In doing so, the Spice Girls became the first girl group ever to headline Wembley, cementing their status as a record-breaking live act and adding yet another milestone to their legacy. Yet while the remaining 4 celebrated the greatest concerts of their careers, the moment carried a different emotional weight for Geri. That same evening, Geri was walking through the fields of the farm where she was living, accompanied by documentary filmmaker Molly Deneen.
I read in a Sunday Times paper in this interview, and it said, it quoted Melanie B, quote, "Oh, we're stronger than ever since Geri's left. We don't need her anymore." And to be honest, that says it absolutely all. That says absolutely everything. We don't need her anymore.
Deneen's camera quietly captured Geri's reflective and unsettled mood, offering an intimate glimpse of an artist in transition. In a formal farewell to their former bandmate, the Spice Girls soon released a song that had begun life with Geri still involved. Early ideas for the track were developed while she remained a member of the group, but it was later completed by the remaining 4, recorded in Nashville and released in time for Christmas that year. Titled Goodbye, the single sparked widespread speculation that it signaled the end of the Spice Girls themselves. The group were quick to reassure fans that it was not. They described it instead as a goodbye to the past. The song became the first single from their 3rd studio album, Forever, which would be released 2 years later. Beyond Goodbye, the Spice Girls were now beginning to branch out into individual ventures. Both Melanie B and Melanie C released solo singles shortly after the Spiceworld tour, marking the first clear shift away from the group's all-consuming schedule. Both Mel B and Victoria Beckham became mums in the spring of 1999, with Mel B giving birth to a daughter, Phoenix, and Victoria having a son, Brooklyn. Having already become a UN ambassador and breast cancer campaigner, in the summer of 1999, Geri returned again, this time as a solo pop star.
Hello, it's me, I'm back.
Still largely estranged from her former bandmates, she began work on her debut album in November 1998 with the production duo Absolute, made up of Andy Watkins and Paul Wilson. Absolute had played a key role in shaping Spice Girls' hits such as Who Do You Think You Are, Too Much, and Stop. The group would never work with the duo again, and there was a growing sense that sides had been chosen.
My kind of manifesto for the album was, look, if this is the last album I ever do, let's take it to the max, let's not be shy here. It's a big part of me. I wrote a lot of songs when I was with the Spice Girls, and I took whatever I gave to the Spice Girls with me, and I'm hoping my music will appeal to, Spice Girl fans and more. My album is eclectic.
Geri's debut album, Schizophonic, was launched with the single Look at Me, a release that was met with discomfort from the remaining Spice Girls. The accompanying video depicted a funeral for Ginger Spice, complete with a coffin procession and grieving mourners. Although the narrative ultimately revealed that Ginger, draped beneath a Union Jack, was still alive, the band felt the imagery risked causing further distress to their young fan base. Driven by an intense focus on chart success, Geri was determined to reach #1. she had much to prove. Since her departure, the Spice Girls had achieved 3 UK #1 singles. Viva Forever, which still featured her vocals. Melanie B's solo breakthrough I Want You Back. And Goodbye, the group's first release without Geri, which became their 3rd consecutive Christmas #1. Look at Me peaked at #2, a result that reportedly stung, particularly as it was held off the top spot by Boyzone. However, the next 3 singles from Schizophonic all reached #1, earning Geri a record she still holds. The original Spice Girls member with the most solo UK #1 hits. Following Goodbye, the Spice Girls spent much of 1999 focusing on solo projects and their personal lives. 2.5 relentless years as the biggest band in the world had taken a serious toll, with 3 of the original members battling eating disorders. So what does Geri's behavior in the aftermath of her departure really reveal? Was her exit driven by long-held solo ambition? Was she simply exhausted, unwell, and in need of space? Or was it a reaction to unresolved tensions? A moment that galvanized her determination to prove her worth, both to the world and to the band she had left behind. Next time, the girls' private reunion with Geri? A spicy revelation.
Did you sleep with Geri like that?
And some much-needed healing in hindsight.
I need to say something very, very important I should have said a long time ago.
Plus, we review the clues to determine the real reason why Geri Halliwell quit the Spice Girls.
The brains behind it all.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Spice Girls content if you haven't already. Here's another video you'll probably like, and a playlist to really spice up your day. Until next time, stay spicy.